Good morning, folks. John Adamson, the Rehab and Documentation Guru. Driving. Making a video. But it's on my driveway, which is a dirt road for a mile, so I'll probably get this video done before I get to the end. Anyway, what I want to talk to you today about is a little project I'd encourage you to do if you work in a SNF setting. As you guys know who are in a SNF setting, come October, which is right around the corner, there's going to be significant changes because we're moving to a new payer system for Part A patients, and that's called PDPM, Patient-Driven Payment Model. And no longer will therapy minutes be calculated as part of the RUG. So there's a new calculation based on a number of factors, and therapy is much lower on the totem pole, whether the patient needs therapy, not the total number of minutes will be relevant. So anyway, what I wanted to have you do is if you're working in a SNF, you and your fellow therapists might want to consider looking at Indeed.com. And when you go to Indeed, type in the following two job searches. One, CNA restorative aide, and two, rehab technician. And what you might be surprised about is the actual number, which is a fairly large number of open positions with that job title. And if you've been in a SNF for a while, that may surprise you because a few years ago we saw the drastic reduction of rehab aides and restorative aides, where CNAs were expected to basically do the restorative program, and there was no designated CNA to do it. However, now you've got all of these jobs available with those job titles. In fact, if you combine the two,
in half a mile, turn left.
It's something like 3,700 jobs that I saw this morning on Indeed. 3,700. That's huge. And this is related to what I've suspected, what CMS is concerned about, what some other people have talked about, which is this. Come October, there's going to be less incentive to have therapists provide rehab services, and there's going to be more emphasis on exercise programs and maintenance programs and things like that, which may in turn have the same outcomes that a therapy regimen might have. Now you might say, well, I'm not an aide. An aide can't do half the stuff I do. And that should be true, and it is true. They weren't trained the same level. But when you have patients across the country who are receiving repetitive services over long periods of time, being billed to maximize RUGs right now, it's become clear to some agencies that they can simply hire aides to do the same thing, pay them a whole lot less, charge nursing homes a whole lot less money because of the reimbursement changes, and get the same outcomes. And so I guess what the purpose of this video is to encourage you to look at that, talk with your fellow coworkers, and analyze your own setting that you're in. If you regularly have been pushed to maximize patients' RUGs right now, you may need to consider working somewhere else come October, because that agency is going to have a rude awakening.
0.1 miles.
Sorry.
Turn left.
Almost at the end of my drive. Anyway, what that inpatient Part A settings are going to really take a hit. And it's possible that we're going to see a decrease in available jobs and perhaps even cuts in jobs. So if you're currently in an inpatient setting, especially SNF, you may consider looking more towards the next levels of care, home health, which is expected to possibly grow during this time period, and then outpatient, which is expected to possibly benefit from the changes that are occurring in Part A. So anyway, that's my little education piece. So just do some research on your own if you're in a SNF setting. because I don't want to have any of you caught off guards and end up having to look for a new job suddenly because the rug was pulled out from under you. Because it's going to happen to some therapists, I believe. I might be wrong. I hope I am wrong. And they're going to all be looking for jobs at the same time, which is going to make the job market that much more competitive. And I don't know about you, but I can't afford any time without working. Anyway, John Adamson, the Rehab and Documentation Guru. Hope you have a pleasant day. Bye.